My name's Sam and I'm a mortuary attendant at Pure Cremation. The private ambulance crew will arrive with the deceased. They will place them in one of our coffins. They will itemise and carry out any ID checks needed at that time. We confirm all their identification tags against the documents provided by third parties such as doctors and coroners and that sort of thing. We'll also carry out any instruction related to the jewellery or the personal effects that might be with that person. And finally, identify and remove any sort of hazardous implants that maybe need dealing with before we can proceed with the cremation. At that point, it's across to the crematorium team to carry out the cremation. Every person that comes into our care is tracked using a dedicated QR code, as well as all their obvious points of ID, such as name and date of birth and that sort of thing. We have dedicated smartphones that we use to scan these QR codes, and we can use that to log their location, any interaction with the deceased. So everything is checked multiple times, logged multiple times, and it all uploads onto our CRM system. So you can see the full process this person's been through and ensure that everything's carried out prior to the cremation. At Pure Cremation, we use a solid wood, eco-friendly coffin for the simple reason they're practical. They're, like I said, eco-friendly, sustainable, as well as just maintaining the dignity and safety of the deceased. We treat every deceased as if they're our own family member. So if we're looking at someone and we might just straighten their head up, we might, just wipe their face down, we might just straighten out their shirt, do their buttons up, just little things like that, little attention to detail, just to treat that person with the respect they deserve. A moment that stays with me, it's not really one moment, it's more of a sort of a constant thing, is just seeing all the little keepsakes and items and letters that families send in or leave with the deceased. It reminds you there's families out there thinking of this person, and this person was an individual, who had their own life, their own experiences, and that somewhere in the world they're missed, and you need to treat that person as if the family were stood there watching you. All the checks are carried out multiple times, it's all logged multiple times, but also I think they would be surprised to find that we quite often talk to the deceased as we're carrying out those checks. We treat them like people, like they're our own family, and you can see that when people are working with them. I think that's a nice touch. It reminds us that they're people and they've got a family out there who still care for them even if they're not around anymore.